Wrote a letter to my cheating father. I finally did it. Wrote the letter. It's sitting on my desk right now, just a few sheets of plain lined paper, folded twice. Looks harmless enough. But holding the pen felt like lifting something heavy, something covered in slime I didn't want to touch. My hand shook for the first few lines. I had to stop, put the pen down, take a deep breath that hitched halfway. I haven't spoken to him, not really spoken since the day. D-Day, I guess you guys call it here. Feels weird using the lingo, but I've been reading posts on this sub for months, trying to make sense of it all. Trying to see how other people clawed their way out of the wreckage. Mom found the texts. Classic. Right? So painfully cliché. She was looking for a phone charger in his briefcase, the one he always took on his business trips. Instead, she found a whole other life packed away in pixels and short sentences. Hearts, kisses, plans for their future. I remember her face when she called me. Blank. Like a mask. She just said, "You need to come home, honey. Now." No tears. Not yet. Just that awful, empty quiet in her voice. When I got there, she was sitting at the kitchen table, his phone lying screen up in front of her like evidence at a crime scene. She didn't have to explain much. The messages told the story. Years. It wasn't new. It had been going on for years. My dad, my fixer of bikes, teller of bad jokes, the guy who taught me how to skip stones across the lake. That guy had been living a lie beside us, smiling at Mom, hugging me, all while building something else, somewhere else, with someone else. The ground didn't just shift, it vanished. I felt like I was falling. So, the letter. I started writing it maybe 50 times in my head. Sometimes it was pure rage, just pages of swear words and accusations, things I wanted to scream at him. How could you? How could you do this to Mom? To us? How could you look me in the eye knowing you were lying? Other times it was just sad. A pathetic, whiny plea asking why I wasn't enough, why we weren't enough. I crumpled those imaginary pages up, threw them away in my mind. What I actually wrote, it's quieter. I think I tried to keep the raw screaming out of it, mostly. I wanted him to understand the crater he left behind, not just hear the explosion. I wrote about memories, specific ones, like the summer we built that terrible treehouse in the backyard, him holding the ladder steady, telling me I was doing a great job even though my hammering was crooked. I asked him if he remembered that. I asked him if he thought about moments like that when he was with her. Did our life just fade to black and white while his other one was in color? I told him how Mom is now. How she sometimes just stares out the window for an hour, holding a cold cup of coffee. How she flinches when the phone rings late at night. How she stopped baking because she said the kitchen felt too big, too quiet. I didn't write that to make him feel guilty. Not exactly. I wrote it because it's the truth. It's the reality he created when he decided our family wasn't worth fighting for, wasn't worth being honest with. I talked about trust. How I don't know how to trust men now. How I look at my boyfriend sometimes, and this cold dread washes over me, wondering if he's capable of the same thing. Wondering if everyone is just pretending. I hate that feeling. I hate that he put that feeling inside me. He broke more than just Mom's heart. He broke my idea of safety. He broke my past, tainting memories I used to cherish. There are no swear words in the letter. No threats. No demands, really. Except maybe one, buried in the lines. I asked him not to contact me for a while. I told him I needed space to figure out who he is now, because the father I knew apparently never really existed. Or maybe he did, but he's gone now. I don't know which is worse. Writing it all down didn't magically fix anything. I don't feel healed. I don't feel closure, whatever that even means, but I feel emptied, maybe? Like I scooped out some of the poison that's been churning inside me for months and put it on the paper. It's not gone, but it's not swirling around quite so violently right now. The hardest part was the end. How do you sign off a letter like that? Love? Felt like a lie. Sincerely? Too formal, too cold. From your daughter? That felt like twisting the knife in my own gut. I just wrote my name. Just my first name. Now it just sits there. Folded. Waiting. I don't know if I'll send it. Part of me wants him to read it, to know the devastation. Part of me wants to burn it, because maybe some things are better left unsaid, even if they eat you alive. Part of me is terrified that if I do send it, he won't care. That he'll read it and shrug and go back to his new life, and that would hurt more than anything. I guess that's why I'm writing this here. typing it out for strangers on the internet, because you guys understand the betrayal, the confusion, the feeling of your whole world tilting sideways. I don't know what I'm asking for. Advice? Validation? Maybe just to know I'm not screaming into the void. Should I send it? Does it even matter? The letter exists now. I wrote it. That feels like something. A tiny step. Maybe.